Using an unfamiliar database can be a daunting experience for new users. One way to flatten out some of the learning curve is to be very consistent in your use and placement of form controls and other elements in the database. Another way that you can help new users feel comfortable in the environment that you've created is to provide context-sensitive help. We can do that by using pop-up tooltips and status bar messages. Let's add a couple to our Kinetico database. I'm here on the main menu, and just to see what we're talking about, if I hover my mouse over the Exit Database button, we'll see a little pop-up flag that says Quit App. The Exit Database button was created using the button wizard, and it automatically attached a label here, this pop-up flag, called Quit App, based off of the tools that I chose in the wizard. Let's go ahead and take a look at something else. Let's go into the Reports menu here, and we'll notice if we go over this Return to Main Menu button, if I hover over it, it also says Quit App. Now, when I was developing this database, I actually copied and pasted these buttons around on the database, but I didn't realize that the flag was coming along for the ride. Let's go ahead and modify this to be more appropriate for the Return to Main Menu screen. To do this, I'm going to go and right-click on the Main Menu Report screen and switch into Design View. I'm going to click on the button, and in the Property Sheet on the other tab, we're going to look for this Control Tip text. Right now it says Quit App, which is actually not appropriate for this particular button. If we wanted to, we can get rid of it just by deleting this line of text, and no pop-up flag will show. Or we can type something explicit, like Close the Report screen and return to the main menu. Let's go ahead and see this in action. I'll switch my form back to Form View, and now if I hover my mouse over this button, we'll get a detailed instruction of what's about to happen. Let's go ahead and take a look at another situation. I'm going to go over here and return to the main menu, and I'll save my changes. And I'm going to go into this Edit Product section here. Now again, I have the same issue with this Return to Main Menu button, so I can go ahead and change that. But you'll also know that these buttons over here that were created with the wizard already have tooltips as well. So I don't need to change any of these. Now we can also add tooltips to other controls, not just buttons. For instance, in these text boxes down here, I can add tooltips that'll help my users enter in valid information. Let's go ahead and add a tooltip to my product ID. Here I'm going to right-click and go into Design View, choose the product ID, and again on the other tab, I'll look for this Control Tip text. Here I'm going to type in a unique serial number for product. This will help my end users know what they should type into this field. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. I'll switch my view into Form View, and now if I hover my mouse over this section here, I should get a little pop-up flag saying unique serial number for product. Now we also have another area where we can provide some informational text. If I click on, for instance, this power field down here and take a look down at the status bar in the very bottom, it says that the power is the rating in watts. If I click on footprint, it says that this is the area in square feet. These values are coming from the description that's in the underlying data table. I'm going to right-click on the products table and go into Design View. It's going to warn me that I can only open it as a read-only mode right now because I've got the products form open, and that's okay. Go ahead and say yes to open it as a read-only form. Now we can see that in the power and the footprint fields, we have some descriptions here. These descriptions are what are appearing in the status bar messages on our form. Let's go ahead and close out the products table. Now we can modify what these say or add additional status messages in the Design View. So I'm going to right-click on my products form and go into Design View. And if I go and click on this power field here and take a look at its status bar text property, we can see that it says rating in watts. And my footprint says the area in square feet. Let's go ahead and add a status bar message over here to our product line. I'm going to click on product line here, and the status bar text is going to say economy or deluxe. I'll go ahead and press enter to finalize that, switch into Form View, and now if I hover my mouse over here, I can take a look at the status bar message down here on the bottom that says economy or deluxe. So adding control tips and status bar messages to your database's controls is an easy way to provide short bits of explanatory text that can help your end users when they're working with your forms. They help the user know what values are expected or allowed and make sure that they feel comfortable working with your custom application.